I never have done a comic before. This is all totally new to me. I needed a proof of concept anyway. And I thought, you can do a proof of concept video, spend, 25 grand. And then what? Well, hopefully you'll sell it, right? Hopefully you'll sell the project. But if you don't, or if you do, there's nothing you can do with that video except for maybe give it to people for a collector's edition or something at the end of the movie. If I do a comic book, then at least I have product to hand, to sell, to possibly make that money back. And at the very worst case, what if I broke even? And then I have something to give. And it worked. Very big producer got that comic book in his hand and is currently working with me to get it funded. But I digress. This is not about me. This is about what you can do for your story. I started with a short story. I wrote a television pilot and Bible. I turned that television pilot into a 3-issue limited comic book, a comic book series. But there's nothing to say you can't swish that around and move it around. You can start with a script and then you can take out a piece of the script and write a short story. Or you can take the script and you can adapt it into a comic book. There's not a rule that says one has to come first. There's no chicken before the egg when it comes to writing. Not think that way. Why be stuck in a single industry when you could branch out and be diverse and build into different industries? You can be a novelist, you can be a comic book writer, you can be a screenwriter. And then, who knew this was going to happen? Because I wrote a comic, I created a cute little comic template for kids. So they can write their own comic, because I do a lot of presentations at libraries. Another thing you can do when you write in multiple genres. And I presented to the libraries for their teen comic book clubs and kids comic book clubs. And in the summers, especially when kids are looking for something to do indoors, or at least the parents are, this is a great course. And I'm teaching it several times this summer. And this book is only $5. The kids get to make their own comic. It's 24 pages, just like a real comic. And it's just something fun and different. And it's another revenue for income that promotes the Ingleverse, because all of this is connected through the Ingleverse. And then you can go on these sites and you can make your own stuff, man. This is my t-shirt, my martial law / 9 circles t-shirt with my characters on it, which is awesome. Thank you, cool as heck. But I mean, this is something that I can use as a giveaway. I can sell as a set, right? More swag. I made little buttons. I bought one of those button makers because I've wanted one my whole life. And I just make little buttons. And those are great swag gifts. Raise money for your project. Who wouldn't want? So for level 1, you get this, you get this, you get this, right? Like you have all these supplemental projects that you can add to your main focus project, which for me is getting this TV show or feature film produced. That's my main goal. All the other stuff is really, even though in my case, the short story came first, they're all just different audiences and different avenues. Because I promise you, there are people that will read the martial law comic that will never read the short story. There are people that will watch the TV show and never read the comic. And there's people that will read the short story after they watch the movie, but never read the comic. So you have to understand that as a creative, especially as a writer, there are so many different avenues where people absorb story, like VR or 15-second little stories, right? Using social media videos, video games, tabletop games. I also created a poker deck for the martial law because it's an Old West. Who wouldn't play poker in the Old West, right? It's so cliche, it's beautiful. To take one single little story, a little story from my short story collection that has turned into its own brand, really, within the Ingleverse. It's like Frontierland in Disney. My encouragement for you today is, if you're a screenwriter and you don't know how to write a comic or a novel, go find out how. If you're a novelist and you want to have someone write a script from one of your stories, go find a budding screenwriter and partner up with them. You don't have to do everything yourself. Lord knows I did not draw anything in my comic book. Thank you, cool as heck. Find other people to work with. Learn how to use things. I made this whole book myself on Canva. super easy. Just trying to encourage you to think outside of what's at your fingertips. If you have 5 different industries that you're working in and one of them closes, you still have 4 income revenues, and you still have an availability to provide entertainment or art or whatever your creative outlet is to your customer base, because they don't care that there's a strike going on. They want to be able to turn on Netflix and watch what they want to watch. You have to be able to create content in different mediums. That way they can like you in all of them. That way they can continue to absorb and experience your art while there may be something bad going on in one industry. Have questions, please shove them in the bottom there in the comments. You know the drill, guys. Till next time.